Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by and watching my video today. My name's Eric, and today I'm going to show you how to make a very easy slow cooker beef stroganoff. Super simplistic, very minimal ingredients, but it comes out absolutely delicious. The main thing you're going to need is the meat. Now there's a lot of varieties of meat. You just want to get a lean piece of beef. You can get chuck roast, round steak, beef stew meat. I got a couple sirloin steaks here because it's what was on sale, and I'm going to slice it myself, save a little bit of money. And then we're going to use a few cans of Campbell's golden mushroom soup. We're going to put some onions and garlic, some Worcestershire sauce, and some mushrooms. Really easy. Like I said, you put all the ingredients in the morning, you set it on low, and when you come home in the evening, you're going to have an absolutely delicious meal. I've been making this for many years, kind of a family recipe, and it's one of those that you definitely like when the weather gets cold to have the whole house smell wonderful when you come home after a long day and you serve it on a big plate of egg noodles with that creamy sauce. It's just absolutely delicious. So I'm going to chop up this meat into small pieces. I'm going to chop up some onions. We'll be back in a second. I'll show you how to throw everything in the crock pot. See you in a second. Alright guys, welcome back. I got all the ingredients here. Like I said earlier, very basic, very minimal. What we're going to do is we're first going to add a few onions to the bottom of the crock pot. I've already chopped them up. You don't have to chop them super fine. They're going to shrink a little bit as you cook. So I got 2 onions. Now we're going to put the meat in. Now I had around 3.5 pounds of meat after cutting off some of the fat and some of the pieces that weren't that attractive. I probably got around 3 pounds. So all these measurements here I'm giving you are for 3 pounds of meat. So, if you're only doing it with 1 pound of meat, you want to cut it down 2/3. Okay, so we got the onions, we got the meat. Now we're going to put 3 cans of the golden mushroom soup. And again, that's because I'm using 3 pounds of meat. So for every pound of meat, use 1 can of golden mushroom soup. Very simplistic, very basic, but boy, this comes out so delicious. Now I have probably around 4 or 5 garlic cloves that I've minced up. I'm going to throw that in there. I have 4 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce we're going to put in there. And last but not least, 1 cup of just regular water. That's it, guys. I mean, how basic is that? You just want to give it a good stir. Now, if you're making this in the morning, you're going to be gone, 8-9 hours. Just stick it on low. If you're making in the afternoon, you can put it on high for maybe 5 or 6 hours. And that's pretty much it. One thing that I do differently with this recipe, instead of adding sour cream, I add cream cheese. So take a thing of cream cheese and let it sit out while this starts cooking, just to get so it gets nice and warm. We're going to cut it in little cubes and add it in there for the richness. I'm also going to add a pound of mushrooms. But I don't want to do that till around a half hour before I'm ready to eat, because else they're going to shrink down to nothing. So we just want to let this meat cook and all those juices first. So that's it. I'm just going to let this thing do its magic. I'm going to go about my day. I'll be back maybe in 4 or 5 hours just to kind of show you guys how it should look like at that point. And I'll see you in a little bit. Hey guys, welcome back. It's been around 3.5, 4 hours. I'm just showing you the consistency here. It's making a delicious gravy. The meat, of course, is all cooking wonderfully. This is just how we want it to be. I'm going to let it go probably for another hour or so before I put in the cream cheese. But I just wanted you to kind of see how it looks. In the meantime, while we wait, I'm going to try a new brewski. Brothers Theolicious Belgian-style Abbey Ale. And as you can see, I can't drink it in my normal Pilsner glass. They recommend one of these round glasses. Luckily, I have one that I picked up from a promo pack of Stellar beer. So I'm going to try this. I'm not really familiar with Belgian style ale. I know traditionally, I think the monks make you know, pray to God and make a special kind of beer, an ale. All I know is this is made by not the monks. It's that type of ale, but it's made by North Coast Brewing Company out of Fort Bragg, California. And it's kind of cool. It's got an actual cork instead of a bottle opener. Hopefully I won't have a problem. Maybe I will have a problem. Oh my goodness. Oh, no, I got it. Okay. Ah, come on. Anyway, this is 9.4% alcohol. Ooh, it better be worth it. It's like opening a wine bottle without a wine opener. Oh, there we go. Woo! All right. Let's give this a pour and see what we got here. Oh, listen to that. Oh, it's thick. It's got a syrupy consistency. All right. Nice head. Very dark in color. Let me give it a smell. Malty and like maybe cherry, but very light. Cherry and berries. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching my beef stroganoff video. Cheers. Okay. It's tart up front. And it is kind of heavy and syrupy. But it's got a sweetness to it. It's not really, it's very creamy, malty and sweet. But you can definitely taste the alcohol. And it's a pretty heavy beer. It's going to take a little getting used to. I don't mind the flavor, it's good, but it's a little bit more powerful than what I normally drink. But boy, not bad at all. So there you go, guys. Brothers Thelonious, I believe. Thelonious, Belgian style Abbey Ale from North Coast Brewing Company, Fort Bragg, California. I'm going to let this go for like another hour or so, and then I'm going to put the cream cheese in it, and then let that kind of thicken up the sauce for around a half hour, and then we're going to add those mushrooms probably 20 minutes or so, a half hour before we're ready to eat, and we're going to serve this over some egg noodles. So we'll be back in a little bit when we get that cream cheese in shortly. All right, guys, welcome back. I'm going to add some cream cheese now. I just want to show you, I took it and I cut it when it was cold into these little cubes, and then I let this sit out for a few hours at room temperature just to soften up. So I'd recommend doing that. It makes it dissolve a little bit easier. Now, if you've never tried this, it might sound a little odd, but it's actually very good. I prefer it. You know, most people put sour cream, but I actually prefer this. It gives it a richer texture, I think. My wife prefers the cream cheese, but then she puts a big dollop of, sour cream on top of her bowl or her plate. So this is what all you want to do. You just want to kind of put it in there. You want to break it up a little bit, stir it. You're going to notice right away the sauce is going to thicken up a little bit. It's going to start turning a little bit lighter color. Now, I recommend 4 ounces of cream cheese per pound of meat or, in can of soup. So 1 package of cream cheese is 8 ounces. So for 3 pounds, I should be putting 12 ounces in, but I just put in 1 pack right now. 8, and I'm going to see how that goes. I have extra cream cheese. I can always add another half a pack, what the recipe calls for, if I don't think this is enough. So once you got it in there, you stir it a little bit. You're going to see some chunks. Just try it with your spoon. Try to kind of break up the chunks. Keep stirring it. Another good thing is just to let it sit another half hour, 45 minutes. Let it heat up again. I'm going to turn it up to high. And the heat's gonna help it dissolve a little bit. So that's all you want to do. We'll be back in maybe, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes when this dissolves to the correct consistency, and then we're gonna add the mushrooms. So we'll be back in a second, guys. Alright guys, here we are. It's been around 45 minutes. Most of the cream cheese is dissolved. There's still little pieces, but it's okay. Now I'm adding the mushrooms. So I got 2 8-ounce packages of mushrooms. If you don't like mushrooms, you don't need to put mushrooms in. But I love mushrooms with this. So now you could saute the mushrooms in butter if you're in a hurry and just get them lightly, cooked and then add them that way. But you know what? I like throwing them in raw like this because the extra juice kind of helps cook them and soften them, and it makes the sauce thicker. You can already see how thick it's getting, but they're going to shrink down. So to me, if you have the time, just throw them in like this. It's not going to take much time now, maybe another 25 to 35 minutes on low, just to kind of bring it up to a little light simmer and get those mushrooms nice and tender. And then we're going to serve that over some egg noodles. It's going to be delicious. So we'll be back in a minute, guys, when we're ready for that. Alright guys, welcome back. It's done. We got some egg noodles here. Man, it just smells wonderful. And this gravy is absolutely delicious. You can save this or freeze it if you want to do it for a later time. My wife likes to put, like I said, a dollop of sour cream on top. I just put a little green onion here. And there you go, guys. Beef Stroganoff. Thanks for watching my video. Check out some of my other videos. Please like this one and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.